Street Talk and Other Stuff, Mad Dog Mike 90. Thanks for tuning in on this Monday. I have got a good show for you today. This is important stuff because January, there's some cool stuff going on in January. I know that. Like my daughter's birthday, that's wonderful. But let's face it, January's kind of boring, all right? But I have got a solution to the January winter doldrums. That's what we're going to talk about today. Got a cool guest, but just a little personal stuff. You know I love live theater. I love going to it. I love performing in it. And I have been actually performing here in Wenatchee for like 50 plus years, and I say to my wife every time a show comes up, can I try out for it? She says, always very sweet. My theater widow wife is what I call her. She says, yeah, go ahead. I said, I just love being on stage. I love to live there. I wouldn't mind dying on stage. And Rosie said, well, Mike, last show you were in, you did die on stage. She's so sweet, but hey, but look, again, I got some good information for you about a good opportunity for great entertainment here in Wenatchee in just a few minutes, so stick around. We will be right back.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
I think that's a power line.
Nailed it.
Well, what the?
Are you going to call 911 or should I?
Actually, we're late. I'm just going to drive over it.
Afraid not. Down power lines are super dangerous. If you see one, you call it in.
Yeah, I just drove up to a down power line.
She gets it.
I think we're back. Street Talk and Other Stuff, and I really want to introduce to you my buddy, one of the people who has been the biggest contributor to live theater here in our valley, not just Wenatchee, but all the way up Leavenworth area, John Mauser. John, and that's true, okay? You do an incredible amount that I know a lot of it goes unseen. I know that a lot of the stuff that's happening at the Riverside Playhouse with the new acquisition of the buildings that have been sold to us by the PUD. So I know you're doing a ton of work there. So
thanks, and we're not sold yet.
No, that's right.
But
okay.
Almost. We've signed the letter of intent to purchase, and as soon as they do a little bit of work, which will be coming up in the next several months, we will be moving forward and purchasing that property right next door to us.
All right, well, great. Well, look, before we get into personal information about you, you've got a show coming up. Tell us about that just a little bit, because we're going to get into more detail in a minute. But go ahead, be prepared to record this information so you can get your tickets. But
okay. So the play is called Black Comedy. It is a farce. I've done actually a number of farces at Riverside Playhouse. We open on Thursday, the 23rd, so it's coming up quickly.
That's a week from this Thursday.
Yes, coming up fast. So we've performed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then again the following week, Thursday, Friday, and 2 performances on Saturday. The February 1st performance that's the only day we have a matinee, so if you really love matinees, that one may fill up. Make sure you get those tickets, especially early on, so you don't miss out on this great opportunity.
And so where can people get tickets?
Purchase the tickets. You can go to our website, which has a link, or you can go directly to Numerica Pack. Numerica Pack handles all our tickets for us, and that's where you can get the tickets for it.
Okay, and if you don't mind my saying, we saw this show up at the Maskers Theater in Soap Lake a few years ago. Very funny. It's great. I'm glad we're doing it down here. This show is hilarious. Okay, trust me, you're gonna love it. But John,
I searched for a long time for plays. You know, I read a lot of plays, and often it's difficult to visualize what's going on the stage, and is this going to be funny? And I just ran into this one, and it was hilarious just right off the page. You could just tell all the zany stuff that was going to be going on. Maybe I'll tell a little bit about the kind of the premise behind it. The premise is that there's a power outage that goes on in this guy's apartment, but in order to make it so the audience can tell what's going on, the lighting is reversed. So when there's no light on stage, there's actually full light. But when the lights come up on stage, it actually means the power is out and none of the actors can see anything.
right?
Which leads to all the stuff you'd expect in a farce. It's people sitting next to people that they didn't think they were sitting next to, or making comments about her father, not knowing that her father was right there in the room with them, and things like that. Drinks being thrown at you, but you don't know where they're coming from. It's just bit after bit and hysterically funny.
Yeah, there's actually some physical humor where people fall off chairs.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. We haven't mentioned yet that Mike is in the cast, and he plays the Colonel, the father of the fiance in the show.
One of the love interests.
Yes,
So-
yes. So anyway, there is a switching of furniture for a reason you'll find out later, and it surprises Carol's father, and Carol's father falls on the floor. Anyway, just funny from top to bottom.
Yeah, it's a good show.
And it's a one act, which means it'll be hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes, but packed with 2 hours worth of laughs, I would say.
It's really good.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, look, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, your involvement in theater. I mean, come on.
The funny thing to me about it is that I was very late to theater, extremely late to theater. Although I had a little bit of, my parents and my grandmother thought I should be cultured and know something about the arts and stuff, and had some interesting youth experiences, but nothing that would have encouraged me to be on the stage.
Okay.
Extremely shy, wouldn't have even thought about that. And then we moved up to the area, and there were some opportunities, just small local stuff. I did an Amberleaf theater thing in the early 80s.
Amberleaf, that's reaching back.
That is going way back. That's going way back. And then in the mid-80s, early to mid-80s, did 3 productions with a group called the Plain Players, which is people from Plain, where I live. But I don't think I really felt I was taking it seriously until I came down to Wenatchee in 1991 and played Mr. Mushnick in Little Shop of Horrors at the Benton Street Theater. And that kind of got me going a little bit.
And that was in 91?
That was in 91.
You'll have to forgive me, I missed that one. But I was otherwise engaged between 1986 to 2006.
Yes,
when I was
yes.
with the police department.
That's right, yeah. So that was kind of the beginning, I guess, for me. From there, an Apple Blossom, did Music Man here. Then when Leavenworth Summer Theater started, I really got involved with them.
Sure.
So it was the first year nobody talks about, but then the second year when they did Sound of Music, I was
Why does nobody talk about it?
well, because it was a very difficult year. It was there were fires, there was smoke.
Oh, okay.
Nobody
I
came.
guess I remember that.
They tried to perform a show indoors without air conditioning.
Okay.
And,
All right.
yeah,
I thought
so,
maybe you did a show and it completely flopped.
well,
Yeah.
it kind of did. It kind of did. But anyway, when they did Sound of Music outdoors, it was a huge success. I played Franz the Butler for 3 years in Sound of Music, and then did both shows. I did King and I on Sound of Music the second year,
Right.
and then the third year did whatever that was, Music Man, Carousel,
Okay.
one of those.
Could have been.
Anyway,
Okay.
and I did. I played the Pharaoh and Joseph. Anyway, so Leavenworth Summer Theater kind of got me excited about being on stage.
All right, but you taught at Cascade School, District
Right.
High School, for how long?
For 31 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I subbed in 79, and then I had a teaching position in 80.
All right.
Yeah, and I taught math and computer programming and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And didn't you run the drama program there?
Well,
as
that was after I had done time with Leavenworth Summer Theater. The drama person, the person who had done all the drama for a long time in Leavenworth, was leaving the area, and I thought maybe I could do that. I knew it was a lot of work, but I kind of knew what was involved, and so in 2001 I did take over the drama program,
Okay.
and started off with a musical, did Little Shop of Horrors, because it's one that I knew.
Well, you were familiar with.
Yes,
You want
yes.
to get your feet wet with
Yeah.
one. Okay, I know
Yeah.
this show.
I know
can,
this show, so I did that. And then the following year, my daughter Tiffany was a senior, wanted to get something that would be a good show for her and her friends and stuff. And so we did Footloose the second year,
Okay.
and kind of went from there. My first straight play was probably a mistake, but hugely successful. And I did Noises Off. So I built a full two-story,
yes, yes,
eight-door set that was a monster to change. Anyway,
Now, my brother-in-law, Scott Moberly, is the former drama teacher for Arlington High School. I've mentioned that. And he keeps telling me we need to do Noises Off. And every time I read it, it scares me to death. Okay? Because I'm not good at the technical side of things. And I'm not good at the nuanced stuff, But that one it scares me every time I read it.
it is really scary. First of all, you couldn't really do it at Riverside. You have to have two stories.
Yeah,
You
I would
can't.
imagine, so.
You can't do it on a single story. Mission Creek did it. They squeezed it into the press room playhouse.
Okay.
Very tight quarters, but they had a nice revolve. Milo Clanky built a really nice set for it. But if you were going to do it, you'd have to have a place where you could do the full two stories.
So how did the show go when you did it?
It went great. I had
Yeah.
great actors. One of the things I learned about it was that you need to provide adequate rehearsal time even when there's no dialogue.
Right, right.
In Noises Off, there's an entire act that has almost no dialogue because it's the backstage.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't allow anywhere near the amount of rehearsal time I needed to for that. So that's something I brought with me to black comedy,
Yeah.
was making sure with all the physical humor that we had lots of rehearsal time for that.
Right.
Because, you tend to think just about the lines, but it's much more than
No,
just the
it
lines.
is. And
Yeah.
we talked about that. I mean,
Yeah.
I've complained. You don't have to just memorize your lines. You got to memorize your blocking and the movement,
Yeah.
and your cues.
Yep.
But it's something I tell actors, and I'm sure you have too. The best acting, there's two times when the best acting's done. One is when you're on stage and not talking. Do you know what the second one is?
No.
It's during the curtain call.
Oh.
You're acting homo.
No, that is a big thing though. Yeah, when you're not talking, what are you
Yeah.
doing when you're not
Oh
talking?
no, and then
Definitely.
that's when I go to theater. I watch, not just the people who are doing I'm looking at the other. Are they staying in character? Are they continuing to contribute, to the whole creation of what's going on
Yeah.
stage? So.
No, that's a huge thing, both in acting and the audition process. Is are you listening to the other actors?
Right, right.
And it's really important that the actors do that. In a space like Riverside Playhouse that's so small and everybody's right there, you can't get away with falling out of character.
No, you can't.
The audience's eyes will just gravitate to somebody who has fallen out of character. So it's a very important part.
Because it has happened sometimes. I'm not going to mention when. But okay, look, we're talking with John Mauser. John is directing Black Comedy, which opens a week from this Thursday. You can get tickets at the New America PAC site. You can also go to the Music Theater of Wenatchee, mtow.org. That will direct you to where you get tickets as well. We're going to take a quick break, come back, talk to John a little bit more about the show, but Street Talk and other stuff. You stick around. We will be right back. So.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stimo!
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Okay, we're back. Street Talk and other stuff. Talking with John Mauser. John has been directing and acting in live theater here in Wenatchee and the Leavenworth area for quite some time. He is now directing a show that's going to open a week from this Thursday called Black Comedy. It is a very funny farce. You don't want to miss it, but okay. So you have this play. You've been working on it. Tell me about auditions. What were you hoping for? How did they go? How have rehearsals been? What's been the challenges? Okay,
The audition process is sort of my usual sort of thing for a straight play. I will come in, have the actors read various scenes from the show. I was looking for, obviously you're just looking for the best actors you can come up with. You'd like them to be...
It was actually a pretty good turnout.
There was a pretty good turnout, yes. I've told the story several times about when I directed Rumors and I had 9 auditioners show up for 10 roles. But anyway, we had people to choose from. You're kind of hoping for a skill level. You're hoping for a look. You're hoping for an age would be nice. These are young lovers.
Right.
You're not going to try and pull it off with 50-year-old people or something like that. So there's all sorts of things that go into that. I felt really lucky. There were some very, very talented people who showed up.
You really have some good people, and some of the stuff. I remember watching J.J. Hernandez and Rachel Powers, who are in this show. During just the audition process, I could see the amount of connection that they had. I was really impressed with
their skill level really pops out in a rehearsal or audition situation like that. You can really see the people who are connecting or whatever. And then sometimes you know that I want this person, but I'm not sure if I want them here or I want them there.
Right.
There might be more than one place that they would fit in and things like that. So I had some people who thought maybe I don't want that big a role.
Right.
I had all those lines
Yeah,
to
I know
learn.
who one of them was.
and stuff like that. And so, I had to talk to one or two of them about, would you take this slightly bigger role because I think you'd be perfect for it and stuff like that. So anyway, fill them into the slots and just really happy. It was one of the roles is quite small, and I go, I hope somebody will be, excited to take this, to get their feet wet, and Leaf Long is gonna play that role, and he seems to be really excited about being a part of the whole thing.
His costume is tremendous.
He does have a great costume.
Vicky Michael is our costumer.
Yeah.
And she always does a great job. But when he came out, I'm like, God, this is the guy.
Yeah.
This is the guy.
Yep, this is the rich guy. Yeah, he's got the clothes to match it. So.
Yeah, I remember the script says, when he comes on, he's obviously a millionaire. And I'm like, how are they going to do that? Whoa!
Yeah, he looks a little young, but the costume really helps him sell it. Really helps him sell it.
Yeah, and I like the derby. The derby's
Yes,
really good,
right,
so.
right. Yeah, I think it was supposed to be a different hat, but Vicky rightly thought that this hat really works much better for
What
him.
Leaf told me was that the top hat made him look too much like the guy in Monopoly.
So there are a couple of challenges, though, that follow the casting. One of them is we're on an extremely short rehearsal schedule. Because I chose not to start until after All Is Calm was up and running.
Right.
So we had 5 weeks, I think, but we lost 2 days Christmas and Christmas Eve, and 2 days New Year's and New Year's Eve, and so it's been really tight. But the actors have worked so hard to learn their lines and learn their blocking and all that stuff. So that part we've pretty well overcome. Right. The other challenge was that the two leading ladies both had extensive conflicts from other sorts of commitments. So I had to do my best to kind of schedule around that. Yeah. And that's behind us now. Those were December conflicts. So
they have worked hard. Okay?
They have worked very hard.
Come up to the measured up, and tonight is actually the first night we have to be off book.
Right.
Some of us have been, but that's good. And we do first half of the show tonight, second half tomorrow, and our first full run through is going to be on Wednesday.
Yeah, looking forward to the bigger and bigger chunks. We're doing mostly small pieces for a while there, and got a little bigger, and now we'll get bigger still. So looking forward to that. But anyway, Caroline in particular had a lot of conflicts, but has really worked hard and got with me later. And what's my block in this scene that I missed and stuff like that. So really have caught up for the missed time in December, and we're ready to go.
I remember coming into rehearsals a couple times, and you're already working them. I'm like, am I late? And then they had come in and scheduled some extra time with you.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it in terms of catching up from that. And now it's just all the props and the things, where is the Scotch glass and that kind of stuff, and where is the Buddha at this point, and and is the chair still on stage in this, all that kind of stuff. So still stuff to work out, but we're in a good place.
Yeah, and the main challenge for me as an actor, remember lines, cue, is presenting the fact that I'm actually in a blackout. Okay,
right.
I mean, walking around, because you're tempted to look at people directly. There was one time where early in rehearsal, I reached out my hand to shake somebody, and even though it was black, he grabbed my hand right away, and I'm like, oh, we got to fix that.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I'm really hoping we're going to be able to pull off, that we can show people that it's dark and we can't see anything.
Yeah, and we did a little preview yesterday at our membership meeting, and you could get the idea that the actors are working on it appearing that they can't see.
Right.
And don't make that direct eye contact, but go for where their voice is, and maybe you're just off their shoulder or something like that. You know, those sorts of things. Maybe not just feeling with your hands, maybe kind of feeling with your feet.
Well, you do feel with your feet
sure
when you're
you do.
walking around. I mean, I walk around my house with the lights off all the time. I'm a child of depression parents, so the lights only go on
when you need them.
And I don't know if you noticed, but a couple rehearsals, I'm doing it with my eyes closed, just to kind of get the feel a little bit. But it's an interesting challenge.
It is, but you know, it really makes it to have the audience be able to see all the things that you can do when they're looking at the actors going, oh, they can't see anything, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you going to tell us tonight before we start? Come on, give me, it's just you and me talking.
I don't know if I have some real words of wisdom, except probably to repeat some of the stuff that, you know, about how to behave when the lights are up but the room is dark, you know, what sorts of strategies we're using. One other rehearsal, we actually turned the lights off, the opposite of what it will be, just so the actors could get a little bit of feel. And, you know, maybe we'll do that today, at least for a little bit.
I thought that was beneficial.
Yeah.
I thought it was beneficial. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to say, we were talking one night before rehearsal about some directors we worked with before. This guy is great to work with, okay? I would not hesitate to try out for one of your shows anytime, okay? Because you do work with people with their conflicts. I remember in Man of La Mancha, I wanted to be in it, but I was going to be gone for 2 weeks. And you said, okay, we can work it out. Yeah. And this was one of my trips with my Jersey guys.
Right.
I brought my script along with me, and they actually ran lines when we were out. We were on a canoe trip, and we're at campsites, and they're running lines with me. They thought that was really pretty cool.
Nice, yes.
So that was good.
Yes. There's a little bit of my math background and teaching background that informs some of my directing stuff about efficient use of time and that sort of stuff. And always being ready, you know, things planned in advance, stuff
and
like
that's always been very noticeable working with you, is that you are respectful of people's time. You only have them there when you need to be. I remember, I won't necessarily mention who, but times where you're sitting around for hours not doing anything, or rehearsals going on forever. But look, I'm talking with John Mauser. John is the director of the upcoming show Black Comedy. It's going to open a week from Thursday, but we're going to take a quick break, come back to talk to John just a little bit more. But hey, Street Talk and other stuff. We will be right back.
Who's trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Okay, Street Talk and other stuff, talking with John Mauser. Now, again, give information about the show, when it's going to be, where people can get tickets, and also tell us how much tickets cost, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Well, no.
I'm not sure I know.
They're cheap. I think they're $25.
They're
$20.
They're $20. And if you order them online, there are various fees that you
which
pay
is nothing
in addition.
for the quality of theater that people are getting here. So.
We do open. I'll move to this camera. We do open on Thursday, a week from this Thursday. I didn't mention before that curtain goes up at 7:30, so make sure you're there on time. The one matinee is at 2 o'clock. So we are a week from Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30 in the evening, and then the following week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30, plus the 2 o'clock matinee on that final Saturday. Tickets again, Numerica Pack. You can go to their box office, which I didn't mention the first time. You can go to the Numerical Pack box office.
And you're good, but we got to go.
Okay.
So, but hey,
Okay.
John, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Mike.
Any more information, email me, maddog@nwi.net. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next